record? Yeah.
Okay, recording. Hello, you are Team Miru who is developing the game Hello Reaper. Let us introduce ourselves. I am the producer Cho, and this is Yi as lead designer, and this is Chan Hwang as technical director. Hello Reaper is consists of Windows platform layer with game logic, and in part of Windows platform layer, we render our game in this way. Draw information into buffer memory, and it directly display in the window monitor, window which is monitor. Inside of the window platform layer, there is a keyboard input and the frame rate controller. We handle the input with this algorithm. The loop function will constantly check the change of the keyboard input, and compare with the difference with current situation, and it handed over to the game logic. About frame rate controller, we check the time before and after the game process to fix the frame rate at 60 frame per second, which is we are targeting. Window layer will spend the time before the process next frame. We are checking the frame rate to make every monitor every move in the time base. Move on to the game logic. We handle the collision with three different ways, but there is only two. I will explain about third type. The first circle collision used for enemy's bullet collision, and there is a square collision, which will be used on interaction between objects like in-game box or wall. The two-type collision judge whether or not there is a collision or not. Each frame is, and there is a problem. This caused the true problem. This is the first problem. Bullet can pass through the objects if the frame rate is too low. There is a 20 frame per second. Then there's a bullet just pass through the enemies. And second, this because the game is update check each frame, so it offers the delay from the input and the actual collision. So for prevent those problems, we apply the ray test, which known as the hit scan. This significantly improves the player's experience because it is efficient and instance react. For next, Chanyeol will introduce following game logic.
Tile object has three major elements: width, height, and the pointer to the map. As you can see, each tile's information is stored with using numbers. For now, we only have 2, 0, and 1. The 0 means the empty space that player moves, and 1 means the wall. Because the player character can distinguish both, we can make any form of tile map just like this. We divide the player into 2 large places. There are movement and attack. The player can distinguish the tile and determine whether he can move or not. Each move will use energy cell. For the attack, as we mentioned previously, the Yuan said, player used raycast to check if there is an enemy. Every successful attack will recharge 1 energy cell. For enemy AI, there is 2 basic enemy AIs. that is chaser and turret. Chaser is a melee type enemy that chase the player and dash to the player. The turret is the range type enemy that shoots a bullet to the player. Both the chaser and the turret use vector to do their jobs. For basic game flow, we made a simple game manager that loads and deletes the game information. Loading a level includes allocating player and enemies and getting tile map information. Of course, deleting a level includes deallocating them. Unfortunately, we use this cycle not only in level changing but also in restarting. As you know, it is not efficient, so we have to change this. Now we will show the demonstration and it will explain by Yuya.
So before you play the game, everything we made is from nothing. It is not using the work engine. For example, the resolution is kind of easy because we were actually programming in on 1080p. So for example, the time player can actually define this is 1 and this is 0. The player will move 2 tiles for each input WASD and 1 tile per art plus WASD. So you can see we are not actually checking the map boundary, we are checking the information of the tile ID. We can actually go through this one, so we can make any level we want. So this was the game load, and this is the enemy chaser, and this is the enemy turret, and he died. And pressing space will actually delete the state and load another state. This was the hit scan, and as you see, as soon as the player inputs the direction key, it will attack the enemy just in the next frame. So it's instant and efficient. It is not like player actually shooting the bullet, so it can make some delay. So this was the demo we were. So far, we made the very basic things that the core systems we thought we need for the basic gameplay. But as you see, here's the thing we are currently in. We made the very minimum things, time and basic movement and basic 2 AI. You can see the upper scope and see the tile map, different tile maps or another weapon. But we thought about the new ideas like in-game passive items like the binding of the eyes up or new mini bosses, and it's something very interesting. Whatever it is, we are super excited about what we can do with this core gameplay. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at the playtest.
Okay, we had a talk about before, although currently you're not using the warp engine.
We are integrating into the work engine. It will.
So have you decided about the graphics?
Yeah, we tried bitmap, but we figured out we cannot do the animation yet, so we are
Yeah.
the work engine.
So as a base and as a simple engine, it's impressive. But next semester when you're in Game 200, I mean, one of the things that's gonna take time is gonna be graphics, to get the animations and things in. So, so it's definitely a good way for you to kind of see into the future a little bit of what you will have to do to like get your engine working next time, and slowly add those pieces in the future when you are working your own game engine. I'm glad you're able to get the hit scanning working. That was done fairly quickly. How are you building the maps right now? By hand in the text file? So I see you're doing this, but are you just doing that in a text file right now?
No, not in text. We are actually doing this in not H file. So because we are not, we cannot. Yeah, we don't know the text file loading, but we can do it on work engine. That's for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Or JSON.
Well, I mean, it depends. We'll have to see if it's necessary, right? Because, like we said earlier, what's on another team is that it's really just, just data. But when you read this data in, you interpret that data on how it should be used. Some of it is just values that you just like, oh, okay, this is health. So health equals data from the file, whatever it is in the file. But sometimes it's this type, right? The file says this is a chasing enemy. So if it's a chasing enemy and you load it in, right, maybe all you care about is its position, okay? And then when you load it in, you're just like, okay, I just need, it's a chaser type, and then I just need to know its position for this map. And maybe that's all it is. And then everything else in the code basically says, oh, this is chaser type, then his initial health is going to be this, perhaps, or you can have it in the data too. That topic's too advanced. So maybe that's what you would do. You just pass in the position, and you do everything else inside the code for, oh, this is a chaser. So then it's a chaser type, this is position, and I initialized everything through my code for chaser type. So that means behavior, health, object ID, so that you can keep track of how many chasers there are, and then maybe that's it. That's all you need to have in the data file. So you said you're going to do play testing. When are you planning to do play testing then?
Before the alpha,
Okay. Okay, before alpha. Okay. So again, just to remind everyone, alpha is probably a month from now, or 4 weeks from now.
Right.
Because we have that big holiday
Yes.
in the first week of May, so it'll be right after that. Okay. But I think so far so good. Maybe the biggest thing right now is to figuring out getting the Warp Engine's graphics component to work with your current engine that you have. All right. If you do have any questions, definitely schedule a team on one. Actually, I think that's for all teams.
Yes.
If you can do a team on one with me today or tomorrow, that'll be best, just so that we don't delay giving you more detailed advice besides what I'm telling you during the presentation. But so far, I like what I see in almost all the games. Pretty much in all the games, I think. Go through my notes later. Right. But thank you.